Hello，喂，翻嚟啦！今日係呢個 Look for Broadcast 嘅直播啦，係呢隻我已經隔咗成兩個禮拜先玩翻，爭啲要封塵擺翻落呢個呢個 Steam 收藏庫入邊最底層嘅 game 係啦，我就嚟唔記得咧，上次玩到邊度啦？咁我哋繼續翻嗰個遊戲進度先啦。係啦，等等啦。好，上次應該係玩到大概話要封城啊，又要入黨啊，做黨嘅狗啊，係啊，咁呢隻 game 其實幾好玩嘅，真係不論喺佢嗰個搞笑程度，嗰個劇情搞笑程度方面，定係喺睇下先。我哋睇翻個畫面先。係啦，佢話封城，睇下咩料先。哇！咩料啊？咩嚟啊？邊啊？嗰部遊戲乜鬼嘢啊？等陣先開晒先。哦 ，OK， 又係電走吧有嘅 ，OK。我哋入啲係啦，咁啊首先去入咗啲廣告打先啦，係啦，咗成分鐘嘅，咁啊。好，咁呢段時間咧就係嗰啲嘢玩啦，睇下咩料先。陣間咧我哋就要控制翻呢個畫面，但係個左手邊個畫面啦，佢俾佢做輸出啦，跟住就要 bit set 啦，做 sensor， 跟住仲要控制翻佢嗰個信號嘅干擾啊。咁咧我哋咧。播埋呢個 uplink 之後就可以開始我哋繼續嘅旅程。咁咧上次又話先進黨，又話封城，定唔知嗰個戇居嘅手球比賽，我相信大部分嘅人睇完之後都唔知佢做咗啲咩。全部人 a winner all in one， 係咪？笑死！
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Snuggle. It's been almost 5 weeks since all the Mrs. Snugglehugs toys woke up simultaneously in factories worldwide and began searching for their husbands. The Mr. Snugglehugs we had so short-sightedly destroyed. And now, as this photograph suggests,
Built to surprisingly traditional gender stereotypes, the Mrs. Snugglehugs have been arming themselves with a variety of household implements. All the more reason to make sure that cat flap is taped up good and tight.
Armed with blunt weapons, the Mrs. Snugglehugs are only ankle height and therefore able to be kicked away easily by young, healthy. They do, however, pose a particular risk to the elderly or those with pre-existing medical conditions like fatal bruise syndrome.
With no signs of Mrs. Snugglehugs batteries and the government lockdown now in its 31st day. Domestic relationships across the country are taking some
dramatic reports are beginning to emerge of dramatic bold behaviour and homes across the country. And we're not talking about the model planes that occupy so much time in the Robinson household.
In response to a nation raided by the Mrs. Snugglehugs to construct their vast hives, many of the nation's adults have turned to a more childish solution, or at least that's their excuse.
old dogs, new tricks. Bad boy celibacy Johnny Handsleeves announced today that he just can't wait until this lockdown's over so he can start his new career.
It is, of course, up to each of us to choose how we spend this brief spell of collective unconsciousness. But if this photograph, sent by the man himself, is anything to go by, Johnny seems to be making some interesting decisions with regard to his time at home.
Making his announcement by drunkenly shouting
追住走出嚟講做演講咩料？
I'm gonna open a forest before failing to get back
笑
into
死！
his house and slipping it off over a low edge. I'll take a dozen roses, Johnny.
The shape of things to come? In their own version of a lockdown for more than 45 years now, the descendants of Doctors David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborgen Horgensvold
咁啊，遲啲咧就會有個干擾器啦，去令到唔好俾嗰啲信號干擾到佢，類似呢個情況啦。咁我哋而家係繼續做緊嗰啲 wrap up 之後嚟緊啲嘢咧，就會好好笑。咩料啊！嗱，今次我哋咧就轉咗個普通嘅難度啊，唔再係故事啊。上兩個之前玩嘅係故事難度啊，我轉咗啊，特登轉咗啊。我費事俾人話俾你哋話我係廢柴咧，因為特登轉咗個難度玩嘢。咁啊之後咧就會呢個咧嚟緊之後嗰啲直播應該會揾啲時間去補翻啲 local broadcast 嘅直播嘅多啲嘅。
Yes, I've said that many times.
Papers, please. With the lockdown becoming ever more rigorously enforced, having a passport is becoming increasingly important, Alex.
The government caused controversy today by announcing a fresh charge of passport fraud with an imaginative form of punishment for those
不過呢啲維穩嘅電視台係要做嘅，佢咁會都要令到佢冇講錯嘢。咁我哋作為一個 controller， 咁我哋咧都要控制翻我哋嗰啲輿論。
You'll go well with profiteroles, Jeremy.
And Advance speaks out. With the snuggle struggle proving a test to governments around the world, Advance HQ released a curious statement this afternoon.
In the accompanying release, they asked us to stress that
have
been listening, and that this should be taken as a response to how the people really feel.
We've certainly done our bit on this show to contribute to the political climate. But let's not forget, how we behave in our home lives is what really matters.
Let's hope it's not just me who filled out that questionnaire, Jeremy, or we're all in trouble.
Let's play that statement.
Evening. Apparently, we need to have a chat about playing by the rules. So, the other night I were at my local park for research purposes, and there were a bunch of lads having a kickabout without a care in the world. And not only did they refuse to let me join in, they wouldn't even let me have a strike.
梗係啦。
Joking they were, like there weren't a national crisis on, until one of them little pink demons followed them home and kicked the out of their nan. So, I've got two things to say to you young fix.
吔屎啊你！先進黨喎。但我哋喺呢個電視台入邊都要被逼入黨，你個咩料？
Always share your booze with your prime minister. The old man used to say, there's only two type of folk. Them who will help you across the road with the shopping, and them who will kick you in the nick your macaroni. So don't be a
係啦，我哋個聲沙都係要 keep 住要嘟咗佢。
And this will be all over before you know it. Thank you.
Ridiculous stuff.
Later tonight, Jeremy will be probing heartthrob reporter Patrick Bannon, while I take a deep dive into some controversial opinions with two familiar faces.
And then, in our third segment, and presumably because our editor is also working from home, there's going to be a bloody quiz.
I can't wait.
Don't do that.
And in a moment, Jeremy Grumpelson and I will be asking controversial CEO Sophia Remington where it all went wrong.
And psychic scientist Dr. Delia Lywell will be joining us, presumably to provide a bit of false hope.
Oh fuck！
National Nightly News.
早咗其實。
First tonight, how do we get here? Where are we going? And most importantly, who's to blame?
Joining us from her villa on the island of San Palmerino is CEO and socialite Sophia Remington.
Thank you for having me, Megan. I am loving your hairdo, babe.
And from her crystal healing laboratory in what I assume is a garage in Lower Huffington, Doctor, it says here, Delia Lywell.
早晨木魚。
for inviting us on your show.
Us?
Don't. Miss Remington, your toys are rampaging across the developed
早
world.
晨啊，早晨啊，咁多位。
Annual ceremony,
今日係特別早咗，今日係特別早咗嘅。
Have you taken your eye off the ball?
Oh, honey, you're so cute when you're angry. The thing with you folks over there is you have an island mentality. You can't see the bigger picture.
So, what is the bigger picture?
The bigger picture is lithium batteries.
咁啊呢隻
Our toys have been running for upwards of 71 days now.
木魚啱醒啱啊！
And that's what that means for the future.
It means we don't know when the hell this lockdown's going to end, doesn't it? You don't seriously believe Remington's fist can survive this?
誒咁啱醒咗嚟睇下直播咯。
They're gonna power
啊
up.
影住畫面個下。
Make technology
咁啊呢隻
Hell, they might even
係啊，
into space.
因為今日晏晝陣間5點，唔係陣間6點幾7點我就要過去出
Tiny hands.
街嘅游水啊！
Times are
精靈都要學游水啊，明唔明啊？
But surely you have no future.
Excuse me, hello, yes, there's if we
所以咧
our area.
係啊，係今日係特別早嘅。
What, multinational economics?
The future, Mr. Donaldson, to which we are all connected.
Yeah, okay, I'll buy it. Why not? There's clearly nothing better to do. So, what is your scientific process telling you about the future of Sophia Remington, Doctor?
準備瞓，
We see her on a balcony.
竟然係準備瞓。
Not foreign land. An age will pass.
Fascinating.
Wasn't it just?
Delia, you are amazing. We
啊
have
呢度
to
亂
fly
咗
around
其
the
實。
island to do that for my guests. They are gonna love you.
Unfortunately, all flights are grounded because of your tiny, deadly stowaways.
Not all flights, honey. Dee, call me. And you, Maggie. The more the merrier. Bring your swimwear.
Miss Remington, you seem completely ignorant to the seriousness of the situation. Do you take any responsibility at all for the global crisis?
Careful! It's a trap.
It's not a trap. Why are you helping her?
She seems fun.
You bet your ass I'm fun.
Please answer my question, Miss Remington.
Listen, our lithium batteries.
好煩啊！點解你哋兩個個對話合拼唔係？點解你哋兩個對話唔係合拼㗎？
I'm kidding. It definitely is. But will they last forever? Sadly, no. One day, all the Mrs. Snugglehugs will just stop. It'll be like a miracle. And then we can all go back to the grand tradition of buying products again. Because I really don't mind telling you this. It is really hitting our bottom line. Except for sponges. We seem to be selling an assload of them.
Dr. Lywell, do you have an indication of when or how this might end?
Well, it's not an exact science,
Not even a real one.
but our senses tell us that there will come a day when there will be clouds in the sky, the grass will be rich and verdant, and the birds will sing at dawn, and that shall be the day when we walk forth again.
I find that strangely comforting.
That could literally be any day.
Well, let's hope it's soon.
Clouds, grass, and birds. That's literally every day.
Let's hope it's not too soon. I'm kind of hoping we can make it to the 100 days. It sounds good on a commercial. Besides, If it lifts now, the children will have to go back to working normal hours.
Well, let us ask the eminent professors for 100 then.
其實左邊嘅熒幕咧，你見到咧綠色嗰個位置咧，如果邊個講嘢嗰個位置咧，咁佢會自動着綠燈咧，跟住就顯示翻嗰個人做緊講緊啲嘢嘅。咁啊，其實咁樣轉嚟轉去真係好鬼煩。
Don't go away. We'll be back after these sandwiches.
Well, she's a Hindenburg-sized.
I mean, she's.
哦，阿貓好啊！
Good morning. This is Movement, and this is a Channel 1
做壞成就啊！
for internal use only.
爽！
First, I'd like to take this opportunity to reassure you all that we will be staying on air, maximizing revenue, and we will be using this as an opportunity to fire
You're not going to believe this, but I've decided to come home. Listen, I'll call you back in the next
哇，幾難得去做下呢隻 game。
Cheers, Alex. See you, mate.
fun. This is hogwash. Of course, we have
咁啊，而家就講個時間啦。咁啊，呢隻 game 嗰個都講下呢隻 game 玩啲咩啦。你係一個電視台嘅控制員啦，你係去負責佢嗰個 control panel 咧，去對control panel 去幫手做直播啦，去幫手去令到唔好令講有啲粗口啊各樣嘢不雅嘅成分出街啦。咁通常呢隻 game 咧，咁佢嗰個類似個玩法咧就好似Fire and Freddy's 咁嘅，要你控制左邊嘅場面啦，亦都要控制呢度電視台做緊即係直播嗰個畫面個位置，會唔會令到人不安啊不雅，有嗰啲不雅成分會出現喺度啦。咁我哋要做嘅嘢就係消音啦，防止干擾啦，同埋要控制佢哋嗰個直播訪問嘅咩。
Welcome back to the National News. I'm Megan Roof. Now it's time to take a trip around the country to hear how the lockdown might impact the nation from some friendly faces. Joining me are respected academic Katie Brightman and author of Alan James's Kites, Alan James. Thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. It really is a pleasure, Katie. I enjoyed our little heated encounter.
I wish I could say
好似好難
So the
咁
rest of Katie,
要控制咯，
I'm
要
holding up
要
okay.
要一眼關七咯。
It was so sudden that, like many people, I haven't been able to get home.
oh no, what happened?
I was staying at a hotel after
同埋咧對嗰個 camera 嗰個對住嗰個人講嘢咧係唔可以超過5秒嘅，如果唔係啲人會走晒。
Notoriously hate splitting the bill.
and I overslept. And as you
所以
can
咧
tell, I've been here.
我哋要望實佢嗰個反應之餘咧，仲要望住佢嗰個嗰個人講嘢嗰個位置啊、成啊嗰啲嘢。
You're being quite rude about it. They don't seem to realise I've already spent it filling the beach house with beef.
The crisis claims yet another victim.
So, this is just a reminder that my book, Alan James is Right, is now...
又賣廣告啊！
Unbelievable.
What was that?
You're unbelievable.
So Katie, how do you think this might affect the economy? Should we be worried?
Very, Megan. Not to sound dramatic, but this could be catastrophic. Unemployment has skyrocketed, and frankly,
咁咧，我負責做埋直播之餘咧，仲要望住個 chat room 你哋講緊啲乜嘢，
Spreading this latest liberal
所以咧係真係要望到好實㗎。
They want us compliant, and they want us inside.
a hoax? How on earth can you say that, Alan?
Well, I haven't actually seen one of these supposed toys. Have you?
Well, no, but
Did you know 3,000 people die every year from regular toys? That's a lot of people. And this is no different. You're just as likely to be hunted down by a yo-yo or a tennis racket.
He makes an excellent and persuasive point, Katie.
Don't listen to her, Katie. The press are the enemy of truth.
she's agreeing with you, Alan, you absolute.
係啦，仲要嘟走啲粗口啊，冇錯。
These toys
係
aren't
呢個有個 sensor 喺度咧，如果嗰條友講粗口咧，咁我哋就奪鬼入去。
That's true. Corrupt media lies.
And Katie, how do you?
咁成個劇情，成個內容咧，即係咁講咧，佢
I guess
如果你玩耐咗咧，佢入邊嗰啲電視 即係入邊嗰啲劇情咧就好好笑嘅，就好似上次咧上個禮拜玩前2個禮拜玩嗰時咧，又玩嗰個類似咁嘅死人手球比賽咧，係真係好好笑，笑到你傻嘅真係。我唔明可以做咁鬼多動作，要好認真地做啲戇居嘢嘅時候，又要嗰種真係嗰個劇情真係笑死。揾個專人幫你奪走佢，唔使啦，唔使奪走佢啦，唉。
Katie, could it be any worse?
Luckily, over the past few years under Advance, they've invested heavily into health, so the system can actually bear the strain.
Is it lucky that the Llama Lords have unleashed a horde of man-made monsters on its own people to conceal the enemy within?
Will you just stop for 5
seconds? 哎，奪得走。
Fish people are amassing an army. Amassing an army to kidnap our
That's you. That's what you sound like.
But
Meh. Meh.
好煩。
Meh.
I don't sound like that.
Yes, you do.
You do, Alan. You do sound like that.
And that's why no one wants to be your friend.
I've got loads of friends.
No, you haven't.
I don't think you do, Alan.
Yeah, stop lying, Alan.
I'm not lying. You are.
Oh, good one.
一啲啊就舉報啊。
Alan James.
Alan, you know what they
Katie
say about
Brighton, thank you
snitches,
for
Alan?
joining
I'm
me.
getting my needle.
Food for thought there from 2 of the territories.
點解另外個主持人係食緊漢堡包㗎？佢唔係做咗直播，佢唔係做咗訪問嘅咩？
To the minute report of the status of the nation. Over to you, Jeremy.
Thank you for what I'm sure was a reasonable debate which really contributed to the national conversation. Next, out on the streets, someone who's always doing exactly that. It's Patrick Bannon. Are you there, Patrick?
Hello, Jeremy. Yes, hello, I'm here. I'm here live. Apologies for the quality of the broadcast today. Couldn't find any cameramen or women brave enough to come and join me, so I'm out here on my own.
Right, and can you tell us what it's like out there?
Yep, I can. It's as you can see behind me, the streets are
好好笑，但係佢又收得切嘅，啱。
Just how long? I mean, could there be danger lurking just around the corner, waiting to end the fledgling career of this young, promising journalist before his full potential is even realised? Will he die, underappreciated by management, and frankly, if you ask me, very, very much underpaid?
I don't think there's any danger of that, Patrick. What's that on your jacket there?
That's actually a sponge. I've made what I've done here.
的確係啊，所以佢入邊嘅劇情咧係好好笑。其實可以留意多啲，即係你玩嘅同時咧，入邊啲內真係可以令到你笑到你肚痛。
From your point of view, Patrick, just how safe are
我個人嚟講係幾推薦呢隻 game 俾你玩下，類似啲咩控制類嘅遊戲啦。
Following government advice and not putting themselves at any risk at all. Unless, of course, like me, it's for groundbreaking journalism reasons.
And just where are you, Patrick?
你過咗一次喺街咩？佢唔係喺街喎，似係 key 咗上去喎。
I'm struggling to hear you, actually, Jeremy. There.
Which street are you on?
Oh, which street am I on? I'm
你邊啊？喂，聽到喎，揾到喺邊啦？係喎。
Bannon Avenue.
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine. Yep, I'm on Bannon Avenue on the side. It says there.
Like Patrick Bannon?
Oh yeah, that's
笑死！
that's a weird sign. I don't know what's going on there.
係咯，個路牌喺邊啊？
I'm on Bannon. Alright, fine. I'm not on Bannon Avenue. I'm at home, to be honest.
都話啦，抵死你都唔係 key 實，都唔係做嘢啦。
They're everywhere. I'm sorry for lying.
We don't expect any less of you, Patrick.
Can you hear that sound?
I can, yes. I'm no expert, Patrick, but it sounds unmistakably like a a tiny fist tapping on your door there.
No.
哇，好
Perhaps there's a small queue of tiny fists, each wielding a different gendered household implement, bashing the heads of little roving reporters.
係啦，嗰個 sensor 咧係可以係做 space bar 奪鬼嘅。哦，喺廁所你咩料啊？你唔係出咗去做訪問嘅咩？
Don't worry, Patrick. I'd say you've got a few seconds before they break their way in there and finish you off. What do you see, Patrick?
啊！嗰啲公仔啊，好似我之前冇見過呢啲劇情，唔記得咗啦。哦，冇啦，拜拜。
Thank you, Patrick, for that report, showing the nation, and more importantly, management, just where you belong.
好啦，又入廣告啦，9鐘仲有7秒7、6、5、4、3、2、1。好，其實入早咗個廣告。D。啲公仔就係嗰啲而家咗係嗰啲好似係類似外星人啊，定唔知點啊？總之係會干擾到嗰個人類定唔知嗰個信號嘅，好核突，其實可以 burn 咗嘅。
Possibly more so. We need to come together, every single one of us, and do the right thing.
Hi，
Keep
走開啊！
our product.
好似玩個 Fire and Practice 咁啊！
Eye of the beholder. Because you'll have to go out in public eventually.
走啦！
Welcome back to the National Nightly. Well,
我仲要控制埋啲公仔，唔好煩我啊！黐肺！
Even though some people felt it's not our job to entertain the public with absolute nonsense,
9、
other
8、
more
7、
important people
6、
overruled those
5、
people.
4、
So it's
3、
time to find out who will
2、
National
1。
Nightly win and who will National Nightly lose. So how do we
歌明會嘅廣告，佢類似偽歌明會嘅廣告。
Hello, Tommy.
All right, Johnny. It's good.
但係嗰啲公仔佢會煩住你嘅
How
喎
are you finding the lockdown, Tommy?
Which is lockdown.
媽你
Enforced isolation.
走未啊？咦？
Ah, yeah. I think I heard about that. Actually, yeah.
You're in bed, Tommy.
Yeah. You called during that time, so.
Of course, that's my fault. So, why don't you tell us how the game is played?
Well, it's pretty simple, Jeremy. You sausage. I'm gonna ask contestants from around the territory 3 questions about what else.
點解呢個訪問會喺張床上？
And those people are gonna get a chance to win a very special prize.
And what are they paying for, Tommy?
Drum roll, please. Jeremy.
Oh.
Thank you. This.
咩嚟啊？三角底褲你都攞出嚟，
Jeremy.
Oh,
But I've signed
好
it.
核突喎！
what a fantastic prize.
Have we got anybody waiting to win this once in a lifetime prize, Jimmy?
I believe we have Angie on the line. How do you feel about winning this man's old pants, Angie?
I've never been so excited, Jeremy. And can I just say, I love you. Both of you.
Well, you've said it now, haven't you?
Oh, Angie, I love you. In a way. Tell us.
好似係嗰個新嘅劇情再加上嗰啲公仔，
My name is Angie.
因為佢持續呢隻 game 咧，Love for Broadcast 咧佢係會
Dental hygiene has
之前咧係冇乜點更新嘅，佢而家係變咗持續更新咧，多咗呢啲唔少嘅劇情，令到佢會生動啲。我記得。
We haven't got a clock.
I did ask for a clock. So,
Well, why don't you start, and I'll stop you when it inevitably becomes unbearable to watch.
I love it. All right, here we go. Time starts now. Question 1: When is my birthday?
我鬼知你阿媽，你生日係鬼幾時咧？
That is absolutely correct. Question 2: What? I said what?
好似問埋啲無厘啦家嘅問題。
Correct. The color of my nipples. And finally, Angie dear, what is my star sign?
That's a trick question. You were born outside of the human understanding of the cosmos.
Unbelievable. That is correct. Stop the clock.
Wow, that really was tough to watch. How did you do it?
你黃狗味啊！
Angie, my love, you got every single question right. Which of course means you lose and win absolutely nothing. Thanks for playing, Angie. Bye. Do we have another contestant on the line at Jelly Bee?
We do indeed. We should have Sonia Artleach. Are you there, Sonia?
Of course I am, Jamie, darling.
Thank you.
做得公仔啲多咧，就會想整就會整到就會慣咗噶啦。
You work in theatre, don't you?
Is it that obvious? What gave it away? Was it the glamour or poise?
It certainly wasn't your inherent sense of humility.
Tell us about yourself, Sonia.
Oh, well, if you must play this game, I am a theatrical agent. I represent the likes of Rudy Beefman, Samuel Coffee Cup, and Jodie Carpetburn, amongst others.
And how's the lockdown affected you, Sonia?
Well, they may have closed the theatres, shut the studios.
咁上面啲戰隊咧就係嗰啲觀眾啦，越多你越控制得多佢哋嗰個畫面咧，嗰啲觀眾咧就會越吸引佢，咁呢條巴就會上升嘅。咁而呢3個掣咧就係入廣告嘅掣啦，就係乜？
And can I ask, where are you speaking to us from?
你咁樣叫 work from home？ 你確定 work from home？ 你出緊呢去食嘢喎，叫 work from home？ 你玩咗？
No way.
King
Tommy Harris, I'm a huge fan. Can I just tell you how bloody brilliant you are?
Actually, Jeff, we're about to play a game, aren't we, Tommy?
We got time.
Well, if it's not too bold, I think I am in love with you, Mr. Harris.
No, it's not too bold. That's all right. Don't worry.
Hey, I'd love to show you some of my stuff. I've been working on some new...
Well, at least you're already aware.
During lockdown, we've been workshopping some of Jeff's ideas for much younger children, haven't we?
People still let you near their children, do they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've been developing some shows for younger children.
Well, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we, Gerbil?
Absolutely dying to.
Right, so, what do kids...
條巴都升到爆晒嘅時候，都已經係
Shallow and overproduced musical
都已經代表佢嗰個越嚟越多人睇啦。咁入邊一定有呢啲好話題性嘅嘢啦。
that they'll understand. Do you understand?
I think yes. I think so, yes.
Jeff's one of my best clients, aren't you?
I am. Yeah. So, the first
好就好多嘢啊，好煩啊！
King of the Jungle's mortgage repayments. It's about a lion who's having problems with his interest rates.
I see. Does he have a broker?
He does. Yes. He's a porcupine. How did you know that?
Well, your work is universal, darling. It speaks to people.
I'm going to say something to you, mate. I think you're onto something here.
Ooh, the bear.
Oh, yes. Right. This one is much better. So, this one tells the tale of Mr. Bear. Now, Mr. Bear
is a very sad bear because all of the other bears don't think that it
咁其實嗰個情況就好似有啲例外嘅。咁有時嗰個對住鏡頭嗰個訪問者，咁佢會耐咗咧，係會啲人係唔會係啊，係可以唔使經過5秒就成嘅。
This is gripping.
That's right. He meets a wise old octopus who takes him under his wing and says, "No, Mr. Bear, don't be sad. You're not like all the other bears. You have this ambition and these dreams."
Such dreams.
I think I love you, Jeff.
And what you need to do, Mr. Bear, says the octopus, probably doing an 8-armed gesture or something.
What you need to do to find happiness in this crazy old forest is you need to set yourself more realistic goals. It's called Mr. Bear Lowers His Expectations.
哦，佢
You really have taken yourself to
哇，真係好有深度嘅劇情啊！
away from this.
Oh,
What?
I said a more realistic worldview.
Are you all right, Jamboree?
It's Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey Donington.
No, stop. How does it end? We need to know how it
大佬你唔好劇透啊！
Animals learn a thing or two about inevitable mediocrity.
And Mr. Bear settles down near to his parents' cave, stops trying to make his band happen, and he goes into bear telemarketing.
Becomes a bear maths teacher.
Oh, and we end. We end.
哦，爆咗！咦，哎呀，爭啲。
It's very repetitive, so it's catchy, but
好啦，爆啊，爆啊，爆！真係爆啊！
well, if you like, I could go and get my boombox.
Yeah, you know, I might be able to. Hang on. Can we get Angie back?
Why not? The more the merrier, as they say.
唉，走晒咯！連個主持人都反白啊！
Right, I'll just fill then, shall I?
笑咗。
Coming up in a moment, it's the world premiere that nobody saw
哦
at all. I can only apologise in advance for what we're all about to endure.
You turn this up. Well, there's all sorts of creatures.
嘔晒面，已經表示已經睇已冇眼睇嘅，笑死！
There's Mr. Pig and Mr. Cow. They're always in good moods, but that's 'cause they. What's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into despair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon wants to go to the moon. He'll end up as a bus driver soon. Mr. Porcupine thinks you'll read
好辛苦，啱啊！已經唔想對住呢班黐線佬啊！個主持人都已經冇眼睇咁滯啊！
ended up in a bedsit where he can't control the louse. Mr. Horse thought he'd go into professional sports. Now he's an alcoholic and he's on his third divorce. Mr. Bear, what's that over there?
哇！做咩佢哋啲歌幾好聽？
Becomes an endless questionnaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to die. Lower your expectations. Maybe you could get a job in telecommunications. No matter how you try, you'll never reach the League of Nations. The best you'll get is middle rank in trading operations. So lower your expectations.
你咩料啊？第二個波係做乜鬼嘢？佢攞住嚿嗰嚿乜鬼嘢啊？燈嚟啊？係咪台燈嚟啊？發生咩事啊？
Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's a tramp who thought he'd be a multi-millionaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where self-esteem goes to die. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the disappointment that is waiting everywhere. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your schemes go to die. That's where your dreams go to die. That's where dreams go to die.
Well, I'm sure we'll all still be singing that tomorrow morning.
呢個有咩事？
For tonight. Many thanks to all our guests. I look forward to seeing them all again. Eventually. But before we go, Alex, I wondered if I might have a word. You see, I've had my eye on you, friend, and I've got to say I'm not liking what I'm seeing. You keep letting me down, chum. Playing it safe. Making the dull, boring choices. Failing to assert yourself. No one likes a pushover, Alex. You know that. And frankly, chum, you're acting like a bit of a wimp. Alex, will you give away your passport so my super rich sibling can abandon us all? Sure, here it is. Pathetic. Can I have the money we need for food so I can go around the continent on a jolly? Sure, Susie. We can always eat your grandma when we run out of food. Wouldn't it have felt better to take
嗰啲熊仔就會騷擾你啲咧干擾啊！佢唔係好似攞呢啲咁嘅機嚟做去防止干擾，但係而係要撳手晒嗰啲公仔佢。
Confidence, power, control, we're all drawn to it like rats to the piper. Don't you care where your son goes at night? You will when you find out.
但係呢度呢條巴又撳唔走啲公仔嘅真係好正。
But imagine, just for a moment, that none of this was real. It was just some stupid game where you could just do it all over again if it all went wrong. Imagine if Sam and Charlie and Susie were just characters. Wow. Think of all the fun you could have. Just being bad, you know. For the hell of it.
究竟佢啲新裝扮去做主持人係咩料咧？我唔係好明喎。哦，有廣告啊！唉。成分鐘嘅職業危害廣告，睇下先。
From the classic trip and fall to the unparalleled heights of gross negligence, this limited edition set really does have it all. Sign up today and you or your next of kin could enjoy a disappointing payout, which makes a mockery of your pain and suffering. Also included is this tears and your employer's complete lack of responsibility. Every issue comes complete with this companion magazine, containing the impotent wishes of your colleagues and a specific corporate apology.
Oh. 哇！做咩事？有啲好恐怖嘅劇情。咦 ？A 加，竟然草室繼續。嗱，我哋睇下係咪咩先？嗰個難度，梗唔係啦！佢入邊係類似，突然間，我唔係 set 咗普通嘅咩？睇下先，普通，好似改唔返喎，奇怪啊！佢唔係 Friday Freddy 咯，佢咁樣先啦，因為 頂唔係簡單啊，普通啊，師傅，唉，哎呀，撳錯掣，頂，唉，又要再開多次隻嘅事故。佢嗰個之前第一次玩嗰隻玩嘅時候咧，諗住嚟睇晒成個故事，點知係咁嘅故事啦。跟住而家，所以教翻普通又好似撳唔到咯，世界級啱啊！普通啊，普通啊，唉。繼續先，睇下陣間個 setting 有冇得改。第154日啊，猛然驚醒，心臟監測儀發出有呢個節奏咇咇聲，令你又慢慢恢復意識啦。一擘大眼你就睇到圍成半圓嘅人群，一面老，即係總之關心你啦。你屋企人喺你身邊，都喺你身邊嘅，但係呢啲新嘅環境，呢個咁熟悉嘅景象，令到你感到安心。你眨咗幾下眼，消除呢個睡意，漸漸咁睇到大家。你嘅感覺只有你手放咗喺你手度。温柔而令人安心，薩姆一住咁陪住你，薩姆好自然咁露出你嘅擔憂之色，但唔知點樣地比以往更深情。我哋就知道你會冇嘢㗎，我從來都冇懷疑過。如果我再見到嗰個 bossman， 你揸住嗰個薩姆嘅手，試下眨眼。薩姆因為憂慮而皺着眉頭，漸漸消失。鬼知即使唔將你嘅問題、你嘅健康問題扯埋嚟，咁你哋兩個要擔心嘅已經夠多啦。最後你帶住微笑望轉向你嘅屋企人，就算你發覺蘇士唔喺度嘅時候，你注意嗰種查理嗰種錯漏不安，明顯都喺度努力俾自己睇，你唔使咁擔心。當你轉身望過去，查理好壓積緊張起嚟，面上顯露出佢擔心之色，所以你肯定冇嘢係咪？最終問到，又迅速將目光移開。細路，我梗係冇嘢啦，冇咩好擔心嘅。查理，我冇咩事啊，唔好搞我張箭。梗係啦，老豆入院啫，冇嘢嘅。查理望住你，陰嘴笑，呢種充滿感染力嘅笑蔓延晒成個病房。有佢喺你身邊總係件好事。當你注意到你媽媽無精打采望出窗外面嘅時候，你嘅笑容漸漸消失啦。儘管你竭盡全力，但佢啲身體最近唔係咁好。阿媽你冇嘢嘛？阿媽你點啊？阿媽你冇事啊嘛？阿媽唔好死住阿媽。你阿媽突然一驚，顯現你嘅呼喊將佢幻想中驚醒。佢轉望向你，微微咁笑一笑，從佢嘅眼中好似入漸少有認得出你嘅跡象，你感到應該慶幸。係啊，親愛嘅，當然啦，你感覺點樣啊？你情感微笑咁點頭，但係你未嚟得切回答，一位醫生就衝咗入嚟，將所有人都帶出嚟。佢問你點樣，已經彷彿問咗100次。從各方面嚟睇，好似出乎意料都幾好喎。太好啦，冇任何實質損傷嘅跡象，即係個舊 system 稍為休克咗啫。唔好介意我咁講，佢微微咁笑。當然啦，我哋並唔係建議你做啲類似咁嘅嘢。喺屋企休養幾日，你就會感覺好多啦。佢轉身就要走，但喺門口停咗落嚟。係啦，私人病房同護理醫生指住你嘅病房話：你啱啱先意識到呢樣嘢好貴。喂，大佬，私家病房啊，大佬黐孖筋。全部都係Bossman 先生俾錢嘅，佢留低就呢啲花，仲話唔使擔心。呢個禮拜定低嗰幾日就好好休息啦。依然嚟講，佢禮拜一會見到你。睇起嚟佢至少能夠做到嘅嘢就係，咁樣啦。哇！真係 翻工喎，翻工翻到病啦，大佬，唉。你啱啱翻完特別，你啱啱去完特別夜間翻到屋企，發現廚房個燈仲開住，呢個通常唔係啲好嘅跡象。平時呢個時候應該上床瞓咗啦。你輕輕咁開咗個廚房門，發現阿薩寶坐咗喺張台隔離，啲帳單啊、文件啊，全部曬喺薩寶面前，仲有啲嘢好似睇到薩寶第二包餅乾。當你坐喺薩寶旁邊嘅時候，薩寶好似好快速咁錫咗你一啖。面珠墩啊！沙寶就微微咁皺咗頭，又睇翻手裏邊嘅帳單，親愛等錫啲嘢先。輔助功能屌你個，算啦，呢啲都係講唔到嘅，繼續啦。係咯，親愛嘅，我都係望一望啲數據啫。沙寶將佢嘅目光移向佢食品儲藏室嘅門，嗰個變成咗你媽媽嘅卧室。我哋已經盡咗力㗎啦，但我認為卡辛德拿而家確實需要一個護士去照佢。突然間，你眼裏邊就係得帳單、錢同埋錢。你冇錢㗎啦，你窮到撲街啊！仲要請個護士嚟照顧阿媽，唔係啩？我成晚望住呢啲數據，薩寶揸住隻手，眼含住淚水話：我哋根本負擔唔起，好對唔住。餐桌彷彿喺你面前喐緊。薩寶企咗起身，將你緊緊抱懷。但係你諗到嘅，你而家諗到嘅嘢就係你同埋你阿媽，仲有你冇錢幫佢。你老豆而家會點諗呢？呢啲係咪先進黨承諾嘅烏托邦？你望住你阿媽臨時房間嘅門。聽日你仲要話俾班細路聽，然後喺過渡中心進行預約，你做咗啲咩？第199日，新嘅道路。查你夜晚翻屋企嘅時候，你同薩寶睇緊電視。冇幾耐之後放咗學，佢最近好似要翻屋企越嚟越夜翻屋企啦。你哋兩個匆匆兼日睇完一集我同埋我的斑點狗，我的斑點狗完咗之後，你同薩寶講就聲晚安，因為你今日翻工早起身翻工。喺通過我室嘅樓梯頂上面，你發現查理門上面貼咗張新嘅海報。呢一張係自製嘅海報，但係幅圖好獨特，一個拳頭好似用橙色嘅噴漆嘅畫，但係背景係黑色嘅。如今眾所周知嘅打斷組織標誌，睇嚟佢同佢嘅朋友都係一班好有趣嘅人。真係類似一啲反對黨開始做嘢啦。睇個樣睇個勢就似係咯，好似係有啲反對黨就開始要做嘢啦。薩寶今日要出街，要出去做嘢，查理住喺朋友屋企，成個屋企都係你嘅。你嗌咗份外賣，飲咗幾杯酒，然後睇一睇電視放鬆下。今晚夜電影選擇唔多，但係的確值得睇。你想笑下，今日睇戲劇咯。薩寶唔喺度，但冇薩寶，你都係睇恐怖片。你真係諗唔再煩惱，動作紀錄片係不二之選。薩寶唔中意歷史劇，你可以趁佢睇。薩寶唔喺度，盡情享受。唉，睇下笑片先啦。電影入邊嘅幽默有啲參差不齊，但係關於佛嘅笑話令你笑格格聲。喺晚埋眼淚嘅時候，你發現茶几大院入邊有啲嘢喺反射電視嘅光，你好好奇，伸手去個光亮處，就喺執起嘅時候，你諗起薩寶留低嘅便條。喂，親愛嘅查理唔見咗蘇士嘅禮物，你可唔可以幫我揾揾啊？你攞埋去睇，驚訝地發現個禮物實質上有個刻住茶橙字樣嘅打火機。 佢話呢個昵稱好親切，但係每次叫佢呢個昵稱查理都好似皺晒眉頭咯。你確定薩姆會唔會同意？唔會啦。喺廚婦呢字條入邊 ，Susie 解釋到話，厄爾吉斯坦擁有讚揚生火藝術嘅悠久傳統。我諗你會中意嘅，唔好做任何嘅蠢事啊，蘇蘇。希望呢個只係個紀念，而唔係佢學識新嘅消遣，或者佢將會學識嘅。佢諗到嘅嘢，佢真係太好。咩嚟㗎？打火機刻埋啲咁親切嘅字眼嘅。好啊！咦，我以為有卡有彈機添。好啦，我哋要繼續係啦，開翻啲燈仔啊！
Jenny, problem? I won't have fired today now.
播翻啲廣告先。運動球。OK。
You realise I'm going to sound.
I'm
poor young unfortunates who find themselves excluded from the Go-Getters program and their inevitable demise. At 8 p.m, it's movie time with the network premiere of smash hit Bullet.
既然講唔到難度，就不如 keep 住繼續玩落去啦，耶！呢隻雞其實幾值得玩落去。我個人嚟講係。
At 11:30, it's a double bill for popular transatlantic comedy That Nun's Got Guns.
Yeah.
Before at 12:30, we reach the National Weather Report with Sally Peng to close out this evening's entertainment. But first, it's time to hand over to Jeremy, Megan, and all the team at the National Nightly News.
Good evening. I'm
And I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight.
The establishment strikes back. The World Council has agreed today to impose punitive sanctions on the people of this country.
The sanctions, which are broad-ranging,
又要加啲表情符
supply of oil and gas, food, clothing, and even some medicines. But how should we react? We asked the public.
What are your reaction to the sanctions?
What for outrageous? My mom needs insulin.
冇字幕㗎。
Transitioned. What's the government doing about it?
Thanks, Patrick. Fascinating stuff.
Popular Prime Minister Julia Salisbury has released a reassuringly
深受人民愛戴嘅國家首相，勇敢地發表。
This international declaration is nothing short of outrageous.
話有咩料啊？
We are a democratically elected government with massive popular support. We do not recognize these sanctions.
大佬你唔好喐嚟喐去先。
Other socially progressive nations of the world to vote.
哇！仆街點收集？屌！啊！跌得。係。仆你個街！你唔好喐得咁快。 哇！你老味嗰啲干擾啊，死人干擾，黐孖筋。
We could improve other countries as much as we have our own. We do not rely on the help of others to thrive. This country is entirely self-sufficient. We are a team, now more than ever. And this team is on your side.
唉，得啦，頂你個肺！
Thank you.
Defiant stuff. But what do you, the public, think of our government's stance?
呢啲死人講嘢。
Found out.
I was wondering if you could tell me what you think of the government.
What? That shower of iridescent punishing success and rewarding laziness? They're taking this country down the bloody swanny. And it's not
真係加咗啲新嘅 DLC 入邊。
A whole lot of problems. Protests were held today at the controversial construction site for Remington Smith's physics-defying
有示威啊！開始有示威啦。
Straight through the earth began 6 months ago. The project has been beset by problems, including localized tremors and the heat deaths of many of the workforce.
Residents of the nearby town of Calamity today converge on the construction site with sincere, if misspelled, placards, demanding a suspension of digging until safety checks can be carried out.
Of course, that's half a world away. But what does this country think? Patrick?
What's your opinion of the Moves project?
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What's to stop it, right? Dropping out the other end and just falling forever.
Gravity?
No, it don't exist.
Oh yeah.
A momentary lapse of reason? Commuters across the capital found themselves somewhat bemused by the latest stunt by controversial protest group Disrupt.
In a baffling start to the day, commuters found performers outside every major station, all dressed and posed identically.
我諗起咧，上個禮拜咧，咪有段劇情咧，就係無啦啦喺個學校度除晒衫咁周圍騷擾人，笑死！成家人會連個男朋友連個老豆都會衝埋去嗰個學校做抗議，笑死！
Ruddy hero, showing us not to take it lying down like Iris here.
So you both feel they're a cause worth supporting?
Well, Iris doesn't speak online, but we're pretty sure there's still one in there, aren't we, love? Wherever it is, it loves Disrupt, fighting the oinks for our freedom. And what could possibly be wrong with that?
Do you need me to get you some help?
Injury time? Fierce rival doctors David Wong and Ingrid Sfor's
嗱，詳情咧可以睇翻我之前嗰兩個禮拜嘅直播嘅 Love for Broadcast 嘅直播。今日我諗應該會玩耐少少，我大概5點半就收噶啦，咁應該可以玩耐啲嘅。
How should we feel about sending them the resources they need to carry on? Patrick Bannon found out.
How do you feel about sending supplies?
No way. Let them kill each other. Maybe they'll learn something. Work with my kids.
I am not a number. Applications finally open today.
會員卡要出埋嘅，真係呢樣。
A scheme by the government to allow fast access.
真係我佢係咪想控制個輿論？ 會員卡你咩料？法定身份證，戇鳩。
Well, you've always been a cynic. But most importantly, what should you, the public, think about the new team membership cards?
Team membership cards?
I don't really join things as a rule. As Mother always said, membership is mostly for unmentionables, Malcolm.
And finally tonight, getting stuck in a shameless attempt to cash in on his bad boy status, Shame celebrity Johnny Hamsleeves announced a new line of
又話廣告
conference earlier today.
球除
entitled
點啊呢條友
reference to his controversies of last year, promises a night you'll pretend you regret.
Or possibly a night you'll pretend you remember.
So what should we all think of Johnny's latest attempt to market his notoriety? Patrick?
Oh my god, fantastic!
Dude,
Later tonight,
Oh my god, fantastic. 跟住咧
in the culture chair, spitting rhymes with popular rapper Jay Zus. And then we'll both be chatting with a familiar team of thespians set to take the nation by storm again.
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Night News.
又有啲受到干擾。
First tonight, thankfully, some news as we return to our main story.
The World Council today agreed that punitive and potentially illegal sanctions should be imposed upon this country. The sanctions, which come into effect immediately, aim to stop the flow of food, fuel, and even some medicines from reaching your pockets.
Tonight, we have guests from across the continent to discuss this unprecedented situation. For advance, Peter Clement is at his home in Lamfordshire. Are you there, Peter?
Yes, I can hear you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
A momentous day, Prime Minister. Are you shaken?
Oh, I don't scare that easy, I'm afraid, old son. And neither do the people of this country.
Well, joining us is Ivan Vodovich, Foreign Minister of Urkistan. Ivan, thank you for being here.
Great pleasure. You, Megan Wolf, are like strongest guard of Labour camp who wake up inside body of crazy, expensive prostitute. In my country, you would be worshipped as a god.
Okay.
Minister, as one of those arguing most strongly for these sanctions, how do you feel about Advance's defiant stance?
Advance is like man who think he have big career in movies land, when actually he in dirty sanitarium, screaming at mirror and holding tiny penis in hand.
He's clearly not from Svenland, and we have like some of the cleanest mental health facilities in the continent, yeah?
And welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo, Björk. I'm sorry, we don't appear to have your surname.
It's just Björk, yeah. We don't use things like socially divisive surnames here, yeah.
Minister?
It's just Björk, yeah.
Right, Björk. Your country spoke in favour of Advance at the World Council today, but you were noticeably absent when it came to the actual vote.
Well, what a surprise! The hippies didn't show up.
先至都有宣傳啊，好似啲共產黨咁樣哦。
But it's actually the festival of Furland here at the moment, where we honor the old generation.
某程度上呢隻 game 又帶有少少政治嘅意味嘅，所以冇得講，冇得唔講。
Really time-consuming process, actually.
You're like sissy man. You have this expression, sissy man. It's like man with tiny.
咦，竟然冇粗口標對喎。
Actually, that's quite homophobic, yeah.
Oh, stop winding him up, Ivan. We're not back at the Grange now. Sorry, Jeremy. Ivan and I used to play golf back in my media days.
Yeah, he always wins.
Nothing gives him greater pleasure than grinding people's gears. The more publicly, the better.
Peter, you're like man with tiny penis, who think he have tiny penis, but actually he discovered that. Oh, could it be? No, it's tiny penis.
Ivan's just worried that when the rest of the world sees how well we're doing, they'll notice all that dosh that he's got squirreled away.
咁啊，真係
They're the last pathetic gasp of an establishment in collapse.
佢啲嚟就真係。
Hey, Ivan, old mate.
Good. He can join others on my wall.
Actually,
你睇下嗰兩個主持人嘅反應，已表示已對於呢三條友已經冇乜意思嘅，冇興趣嘅，冇乜興趣再講。對於呢個話題已經冇任何興趣再講落去嘅。
We seem to be wandering a little from the news here.
That's human interest, Jeremy. The real people behind the headlines and all that. So if you're watching, Jan, give us a call.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see if we can't organise a reunion.
Christ, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to run it past Mrs. Clement first, eh?
Peter, you're like man trying to empty ashes of mistresses into oncoming vent. Soon you have tiny penis and beard full of secrets.
In Svenland, we don't really go in for all that restricted monogamy stuff. We're kind of
Okay, well, it seems that we are running out of time.
Yes, so before we go to the
如果local podcast 好玩嘅話咧，或者會考慮買晒 Friday Practice 咁樣去玩下，呢個可以考慮下。呢個係挑戰下呢個 FNAF 啦，或者考慮下會買嘅。
In Finland, we replaced currency with a system of bodily fluids back in the 1970s, and that's like a really hard to sanction, actually.
Thank you, Minister Vtuber.
Your country is like man who think he invented perfect trap for giant mutant hairy bear. When really he just standing in field
holding his tiny penis. Yes,
我部機啊！
And finally, Prime Minister Clement.
Let me talk to your viewers here, Jeremy. Don't worry, everybody. Don't be afraid. Don't even lose a wink of sleep. We knew the rest of the world would react this way, and we're ready. As my old man used to say, you can't make a pie without blocking a few toilets.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Reassuring words there.
We'll be back
after these messages. 1 minute.
好啊，入廣告。已經睇咗佢兩個已咩料啊，反晒白眼。翻咧 Practice 其實好悶，集都差唔多。有諗過其實我知道，但係純粹係玩下，即係 jump scare。佢個 jump scare 其實玩下嗰種點講咧嚇出嚟，俾你嚇咁樣嘅啫。當然啦，咁我。 其實某程度上都唔叫係驚啲恐怖驚嘅，係咪先？有我玩就冇乜所謂嘅。 遲啲啦，遲啲睇下點。又有啲好無謂嘅報道團啊，笑死啊！
Welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later,
Horror game 玩 Poppy Playtime。我會考慮下，他到時玩啲咩咯？有啲咩 game 玩，我會考慮下買啲咩 game 玩。
Thanks, Megan. I have the honor and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and the father of truth. Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome Jesus.
Hi, thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honor to be here on your show, The News. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
Well, you know, I try not to, well, you know, the past is the past, so I don't like to dwell on it.
Poppy 第一出仲係免費，睇下先，陣間晏啲睇下先。
To a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. You know, she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died tragically, right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she lay there next to the used homeware. And in that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18, Mum told.
What a tale. What a tale. You're known for your direct and honest lyrics. Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Oh, like I said, I try not to talk about it. It's just too hard.
Of course.
But my first album
Wow,嗰啲訪問係咩事？
times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice. Anyway, we were like a family.
Dang.
So it would seem. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah. Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it. Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah. Nah, of course, man. Very much so. I just mean, like, why do I have to pay for it, you know?
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Look, yeah.
白手興家，一個露宿街頭，突然間變咗做個舞者，呢個啤料。
People are taking something from my music, choose to value it, buy it.
哇，好熱啊！一打機我間房就好似焗爐咁款啊！
What is it you're trying to say?
I just don't understand where you've placed yourself politically. I mean, is it ideological or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of
or
like...
maybe it's hereditary.
Stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy. I let the music speak for itself. And the people agree with me.
Well, that remains to be seen. But you have
有嘢睇啦，有嘢睇啦！陣間我有預咗個主持人，陣間又反白咋。
Than it was for you. So here he is with his hit song, Mrs. Ludlow's Tears.
Oh no, I'm going to do something a little different. It's a new single I've been working on.
Oh, so this is...
點啊？
Yeah, you love it.
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art censorship system. What's the worst that could happen? So here he is with a new song. Aren't we lucky? It's Jesus!
First, you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel elation from your participation. Still two leaders in this nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why the your schemes? I don't need your and I don't need your help to achieve. So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being lazy. I may be inventive.
啲粗口啊，好多啊。
Although it's contravention of your obvious intention, I like to eat a little of the fruits in my invention. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise, of the crest of the wave, cause we're only equal people when we're take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna cause he's fake.
係咪啲即係得搞得好煩啊？我都覺佢。
So this is for the snuff ones, the push and the shove ones, the folks that feel the burden of loved ones who had plenty luck. The ones who now find the ones of aspiration, who had to flee a nation, the ones who built a business out of dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. And the best of the praise, of the crest of the ways, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for.
冇晒啲粗口，因為我用嘅 live 嗰個，哇頂！ 好煩啊！
Gonna take his facts, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to school the person with a motherfucking pitchfork. Chase that dream, you don't need a fucking team, and advances little dances aren't as harmless as it seems, cause they're stale and corrupt. Then your anger erupt, then your hearts and your minds and your fists to destruct.
啲粗口咧，全部 censor 晒咧，搞到唔知都唔知首歌唱緊啲乜嘢。
I'm sorry. I may not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your lyrics.
What? Are you joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe this.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. You have my word. We will never censor ideas. Back to you, Megan.
Well, a bit of dangerous language there. Sorry about that. Well, thank you to Jeremy.
Bad language 咁危險嘅用語。
We'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces about their upcoming dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
That's the ad.
Jenny, this is fucking outrageous!
Thank you so much. If you could just come with me. No,
it's a ridiculous. Just a reminder. Using that old VCR. Showing a new tape. How's that break?
And you wish you could be me. Recently, I put an idea to my science guys, and they said it couldn't be done. So I fired those guys, and I got myself some new ones. And today,
咦！唉，好啊，呢個時段梗係攞E。我仲要顧 censor， 跟住仲要顧埋個觀眾客群，真係攞E啊！好真係 nice。
There has to be a better way.
Don't worry, young professionals. Now there is. Why go around our beautiful planet when you can go straight through it?
Imagine a system of mass transit elevators running through the center of the Earth. Now you're thinking moves. My mobile orientation operational burrowing service will change the way you travel forever. And construction has already begun. I'm Sophia Remington. And when they tell me it can't be done, I make it happen even faster.
Welcome back, and no, you're not mistaken. Sitting across from us are some very familiar faces. You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial, but I'm still proud of it.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by national treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Philippa Rayton, and National Deficit Jeff Algebra.
It's so lovely to have you all. Tommy, would you like to tell us about the show?
You know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me. It's about my life.
And where did the idea come from?
So, right, picture this. Their legs akimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense hog. And then Cindy comes in, she says,
Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, no, he comes to the training sometimes. He's actually a pretty good goal sweeper. Anyway, so, Pete, he says, Toby, he thinks my name's Toby, see? He says, how would you like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation? How would you like to really make a difference in these desperate times?
What did you say?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So, Jeff, the question on everyone's lips is, what in God's name are you doing here?
Well, after the success of my debut work and all the people that I touched, I knew that I had a career in theatre.
演藝界闖出一片天，你咩料？
So when my manager phoned and said that I'd been offered the gig as director, I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off.
Yeah, I've been told that too.
No, I wouldn't say so. Right, Tommy, sorry, would you just give us a sense of what the show is actually about?
It's about how hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris. Jesus, that was hard.
Catchy. We actually have some clips of the process of the show. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is built around two things that are very important to me. It mixes scenes from my life as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
I'm sorry, son. You're an embarrassment.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
Back, demon! Back to the hells!
但早啲嘢又真係
What's it been like?
認真地
Tommy Harris.
認真地做啲戇鳩嘢。
Treading the boards at medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really gives me something to sink my teeth into. What's different about this show, then? Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting, forced to play the same tired characters in every god-awful yogurt advert or god-forsaken soap opera or, God forbid, a pantomime. But, you know, this show has really let me just go there.
Jeff, the viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you bring to the show?
Oh, good question. I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my steady hand on the tiller.
睇住佢瞓覺咯，仆低咯，又有食嘢咯，唔係排 schedule 咯，咁樣叫做嘢。
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah, all sorts, yeah.
We've got lots of exclusive first-hand experiences of Tommy's time in the underground sports halls.
And some epic fantasy retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
You'll never take the sacred path!
And am I right in saying this was officially commissioned by the government?
Yeah, all paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, to be honest,
is actually a lifesaver, really.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that without Advance's support, we'd have had to cut the finale.
Which, frankly, would have been a travesty.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Goodness, and you do this every night?
Absolutely.
Wow.
For what?
睇佢表情，個表情佢係咩料啊？
Are footing the bill, are they?
Too bloody right they are. Between the cost of my tour bus and the dry cleaning of my ties, I'm barely scraping a profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves? We're performing all over the nation. And people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yes, it's unbelievable.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. Next time we see you, no doubt you'll have taken our jobs.
That's all we have time for tonight. Join us tomorrow when I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. And from all of us here, have a peaceful night.
C D， 哇，畫到咁樣，有一張數畫較細嘅扣發工資同通知單。好啦，咁啊，今日玩到呢度啦，成個故事。大家覺得點啊？佢咩咁咪呢隻咁嘅 game， 其實我覺得幾值得玩嘅，因為呢簡單啲嚟講，咁佢嗰個隻 game 就點講咧？劇情好睇啦。首先我認為佢嗰個劇情係幾好玩嘅。咁第二樣嘢咧就係佢個操控性啊，多樣化啦，又可以對下 fansart 啊、控制啊，甚至好似類似出現啲類似 Final Fantasy 咁樣嗰啲突然間又有熊仔彈出嚟嚇你咁樣咧，咁咧呢隻 game 嘅質素都算係咁噶啦，我覺得咁啊係啦，今日。我原本玩到玩到5點半嘅，咁啊今日想玩到大概5點算啦，因為我驚大家睇到悶啊，咁啊5點先啦，都接近50分啦，咁啊係咯，咁啊今日嚟到呢度啦，咁啊辛苦晒大家睇我玩啲咁少少有啲又唔係話完全好悶，咁啊〜都叫係有得睇有得笑下啦咁樣嘅 game 啊，咁啊係啦，咁我哋禮拜5咧就聽日啦，聽日就會有 Borderlands 2嘅直播啦，咁繼續會有坦克啦、Eric 啦、我啦、神月啦，咁咧聽日就會有呢個係啦 Borderlands 2嘅直播，咁啊準時9點半會翻嚟啦。就係咁樣啦。好，今日玩到呢度就係咁，我哋再見啊！拜拜啊！拜拜。